So, welcome to all the dignitaries. Uh, I'm just showing here the lot of flowers for all the dignitaries. Chief guest Dr. Professor S.S. Gokhale sir, who is presently chairman NIT Durgapur. Director VNIT Professor P.M. Padole sir. Our head of the department Mechanical Professor L.B. Thombre sir. So, I ask all the resource person, like, tell me the happiest moment in your life or in your career. So they said so many happiest moments and all that. Everybody has said, I asked them only one, but they said no, there are more than one and all that. I think if the same question would have been asked to me, I would have said that today is the happiest moment for me because it's such a dignitaries. They are with me for the valedictory function. They have accepted my invitation. So it's a day for me. And thank you very much, sir, all of you, to attend the valedictory function of this online symposium, Engineer Your Research for Startup. So let me quickly tell you what exactly we have started with and ultimately how we got the things done. So this is the brochure that we have released in the public domain, that this is the symposium which we are organizing from 1st March to 5th March. And there, I have rather shown like the what exactly the pasture quadrant is and all about. Like the research that matter is more important. Then I just shown the figure where how the research, patent, PhDs they all over, and ultimately what we need to stop at is the startup. So that's why that chalk is indicating stop it here. That is a startup, and that's what the unique event that we have rather planned, wherein the resource persons are the people those who are successful entrepreneurs. At the same time, there are resource persons those who are served the industries for the many years. So we have with us Dr. Vikas Karade, who is the founder CEO of Algosar. We have actually interacted with him on the 1st of March. Then Mayur Sanas, who is the founder CEO of the Media Asha Technologies. Then Ms. Supriya Kashikar, she is the founder and CEO of the Genex Genomics. Wonderful personality, Dr. Guru Prasad Rao, director and mentor, Imagineering India, who has served the industries for almost 25 years. And then finally, at the end, today, just before this valedictory function, we have interacted with all our BETIC researchers, those who have now completed their research in the BETIC project and now started their company. Dr. Pranav Sapkar, Sandeep Dahake, Mahesh Mare, Nihal Lande, and Prashant Ray. So it was a wonderful interaction. That is what we have planned. So let me quickly tell you what are the key points of the whole symposium. We have actually allowed registration for the first 150 participants. So we have just started the registration on 19 February, and we had to close it on 22nd February 2021. There was a lot of issues related to that, because the people, they say that if the 500 get registered, then hardly 20 will be there or 25 will be there and all that. So better continue it as many as you can. I said no. Those who are feel it from the bottom of their heart, oh, I must join this symposium. So in the first instant, when they feel that, okay, I must join it, they are the people whom I would like to join. That's how, our symposium brochure, we have said that there is a limited seat. So right at the beginning, we say that, okay, 150 is 150. So out of that, whosoever joins, that is what we do want. And that is why what I have realized is that on 22nd February, 150 figure we have crossed, and that's what we have got it, 150 participants. The pre-symposium talk I have organized on 28th February 2021, just to inform those who have joined, because I was aware of those who have joined on 22nd February. So I just called everybody for the pre-symposium talk, just to, though I called them for the just to check the connectivity, how the connection is okay or not, the network connection okay or not. But ultimately, I had to rather uh, tell them, like, what exactly this symposium is all about, because the symposium title itself seems to be something different than the usual titles that is being given. So I said that what exactly we are required to do, or what we are planning in this particular symposium. Then, the focus of the symposium is to bring together the participants and founders CEO of startup who are successful in starting the company based on their research. This is important. And, the Professor Dr. Vikas Karade and Mayur Manas, they have started their work based on their PhD work. So, and all our basic researchers like Dr. Pranav, then Dr. Mahesh and Dr. Sandeep, they have also started their startup based on their PhD project. So, that is what is my focus, is to tell the participant that how these startups have actually started based on the research, and that is just to fit with the theme of the symposium. Then I also rather invited some advisor to startup and the individual who have seen ups and downs in their long journey as industrialists. I already told you about Dr. Guru Prasad Rao. Hopefully, he has joined the valedictory function. So, these are the people with whom I wish to interact so that the participants will be aware of what happened. Maybe earlier it is okay, but later on, if there are any problem, how the industrialists solve the problems and all that. Then more time is allotted to question and answer after discussion with the resource person. Remember, here there is no traditional method of invited talk. I have never asked them to talk on any matter and all that. I frame the question. I just ask them. I don't say question, but some queries that generally the people, those who are interested in starting the company, and their queries, I just put it in front of this resource person. They have answered it based on their experience, and I really like the way they have interacted with us. So there was nothing like a traditional method of invited talk, but that 2 hours, it was never I had realized in this 5 days that how these 2 hours have just passed. uh, then I have encouraged the participant to ask the question and even given a chance to earn the merit certificate. This is because, I told them, like, you better ask the question to the resource person, because, and the asking the question in such a scenario requires a lot of attention. So you have to be very, very attentive in the symposium. And I say that the resource person will select the best question which he feels that he has been asked about. So that was, and now I'm really happy to tell you that there were a lot of questions in the question answer session. The students have, the participants have asked wonderful questions. Out of that, some of them have selected as the best question, but that doesn't mean that the other questions were not up to the mark. Every question was wonderful, and with that, we have enjoyed the session. And actually, it is the knowledge that we have gained about the startup, because otherwise, this particular startup world itself brings a lot of tension. So I already told the participant that be relaxed and enjoy, because that is what is the key to the success. Then I'm really happy to tell you that we have the enthusiastic and vibrant participants. The way they have interacted in the question answer session, the after the session they have sent the feedback, so all these things. And then even one of the many participants, but one of the participants constantly send me the mail after the registration is closed. Sir, anyhow, I want to join it, then registration is closed, what to do and all that. So this is what exactly I want. Those who are interested in joining such type of symposium, he or she should be admitted. And interesting part is that we have received the advice from the resource person as Betic VNIT is now changing to Betic at VNIT. So Betic at VNIT, it was incubation center. Now we would like to change it to the innovation center, where prospective researchers will be mentored for starting the company based on their research, and thus creating the ecosystem for the job creation in Eastern Maharashtra, that is Vidarbha, oblique Central India, and that will create a role model to be imitated all over India. So that's what exactly we are now in the process. So these are the some of the key points of the symposium. Uh, I would like to just show you an interesting thing about the participant feedback. I was searching for something which is representing the word big. So I just run through the Google images, like which represents image as a very big. So then I got this elephant one. Oh, I said, oh yeah. When you look at the elephant, you find that it's a big thing, and the big word. becomes bigger. So, that's what I would like to extend. Big thank you for feedback by the participant on session every day. The feedback motivated not only the organizer, but also the resource persons of the symposium who has shown great courage to start the company based on their research. Interesting. It was really interesting. All the feedbacks, we are going to send it to all the participants. Participant knows about it, even to the resource persons. And these feedbacks actually motivated even the resource person, those who are now the just entered into the startup. So that's what exactly we have received from the participant as a feedback. All these events in the department is possible only with the cooperation from the head of the department. So now I request our head of the department, Professor S.B. Thomre sir, to just for his remark in the valedictory function of the online symposium. Thomre sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please,
Yeah,
sir, your remark.
yeah. Thank you, Professor A.M. Kuthe, for comprehensive introduction. Good evening, everybody. Honorable Chief Guest, Professor S.S. Gokhale, Honorable Director, Professor P.M. Padore, the coordinator of this symposium, Professor A.M. Kuthe, other dignitaries present and attending this program online mode, and dear participants. Let me first of all welcome the innovative idea of Professor A.M. Kuthe of bringing together the research scholars who have converted their research into the startups, and also those who are in pipeline to do so on a single platform. Believe me, this is a fantastic idea, and it falls in line with the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission of Government of India. As informed by Professor A.M. Kuthe, the symposium received a tremendous response and was required to close down the registration prematurely. Well, most of you must be knowing about the mechanical engineering department here. It's the oldest, the biggest, and the most vibrant department of this institute, even in this pandemic period. Currently, we are operating with 30 faculty members, and besides offering 1 UG and 3 PG programs, we have 60 research scholars with us. And with the help of all of them, we are able to conduct one international conference last year in 2020, but that was before lockdown period. And even during the breakdown period, we have produced about 100 journal papers, plus conference papers, plus textbook chapters, etc. And during this pandemic also, we have received 3 patents that are obtained. We have granted 3 patents and we have filed 3 patents. We have conducted more than 10 short-term training programs during this period also. Well, it is normally seen that the research carried out by a candidate is ultimately confined to his or her thesis, although it has a potential to get converted into business idea or may become a part of the textbook, some of the textbook, whatever it is. But we don't see this is happening. Maybe because of the system hurdles, system policies, or maybe because of the individual mindset to choose a path of least resistance and settle down. Students who vociferously defends the innovative idea of his or her research work do not opt for to go for the startup on the same topic, citing various policies and non-feasibility of the project because of those hurdles, and ends up with some other profession, mostly the teaching profession, that is ready opportunity available to him at that point of time. I agree, or even the faculty member, when I'm talking of the mindset, even the faculty members who have spent more than 20, 30 years on the same topic, he is not ready to go for a business idea on the same topic. Right? So I agree that having an innovative idea is not the only requirement to start a company. And there may be many more hurdles that one has to go, one has to cross. But then I am sure with the hand holding of Professor A.M. Kuthe, what he has offered through this symposium, hand holding of Professor A.M. Kuthe and the experts that he has with him, will be able to, or you will be able to overcome all those hurdles and start a business. Okay. Every new idea gives birth to another new idea. So I was thinking on this. In this case also there is no exception. So I thought, can we think of admitting few students for few PhD students to a program that will lead to a startup rather than the research papers only. So for that, if we have to do this, we may have to modify our admission rules, especially the eligibility criteria. And we should not let any idea from anyone to go waste or unattempted just because she doesn't have requisite qualification. So if we can slightly modify the admission criteria and make some provision for his or her stipend and admit few students to PhD program that will lead to a startup, maybe after 3 years, VNIT will be able to produce after 3 years, 3 to 4 startups every year. So if we plan it this way, we may reach to a new height. And that's what I said, that this idea, the AMK's idea of starting this symposium is in line with Atmanirbhar Bharat of Government of India. So once again, I congratulate Professor A.M. Kuthe and wish you all the best luck in your future endeavors. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Thubre sir, for your nice remark and the wish that you said, we should start some new programs where the PhD should lead to the startup. Yes, that's what exactly the theme is all about. So, the participants are waiting for that particular event that they should waiting for the certificates. So I just now sending the certificate to all of them. Hearty congratulations to participants who attended the symposium and earned the attendance certificate. I have specifically used the word earn. It is because, sitting patiently for 2 hours, listening to every resource person's discussion, and then putting up the question, or rather listening from that particular point to see that I can put a question which actually comes to his or her mind. That is definitely is a great job these people have done. And therefore, I say it is not they have been given the attendance certificate, but they have earned the attendance certificate. So congratulations. So the certificate format is already here, and we have already sent it to the email to everybody. Those who have not received it, they can contact us, and we will see that the things will be set right. Now I'm already told you in that key points of the symposium. The merit certificate is awarded to the participant who has been selected by the resource person for asking the thought-provoking question. I'm really happy to say that there were 4 sessions, and the 4 speakers, that is the 4 resource person, have selected the 4 questions. That means 1 question every day out of the so many questions put there. And I'm happy that we have with us our director, Professor P.M. Padore sir. So I'm requesting Professor P.M. Padore sir to just announce the name of the participant who received the merit certificate. Padore sir, do you please announce the name of the student?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much. Very much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Kuthe. I'm just reading out the names of the participants who got the certificate. Miss Shilpa Vinchurkar.
Oh, congratulations, madam.
Congratulations. Then another one is Mr. Ashish Yadav.
Oh, okay. Congrats, Ashish.
Mr. Ashish. Then third one is Mr. Ganorkar Vaibhav Pramod. The third one.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Vaibhav. And then the fourth one is Mr. Gajendra R. Pote. This
Oh,
is the
great.
Congratulations to all the merit startup participants who got these certificates.
Yes.
Thank you,
Sir,
Professor.
thank you, sir. Thank you. So they got the certificate of merit, and it will be our pleasure that this merit certificate they will rather just show it to everybody, indicating like what questions they have asked, and that will be of more interest because resource persons have selected them as the best question out of that. So congratulations to all participants for getting the certificate and even the merit certificate. Now we have with us our director, Professor P.M. Padoy sir. He is actually our captain, leading in all the activities and mentoring us every now and then. So now I request Padoy sir to just put his remark on this particular symposium. Sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Kuthe. At the outset, I thank you for one more reason that you have given me opportunity to interact with our beloved earlier director and now chairman of NIT Durgapur, Professor Gokhale. Sir, namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
So this is how at least virtually we can see each other and interact.
Absolutely.
Professor Tomre, head of the department, Professor Kuthe, the coordinator for this event, all the participants. In fact, very good evening, and I welcome you all in a virtual mode to the VNIT campus. And I congratulate Professor Kuthe and his team for organizing this very noble sort of and very different type of the symposium, which is very relevant in the today's say the environment, which is very much I think supportive for the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We have got a ecosystem which is very much encouraging for this kind of the activities, and during this you organize this 5 days sort of a symposium wherein, as you are told, that more than 150 participants were there, and you close to that on just third day you stopped the registration. And I'm very happy that you got the very apt sort of a resource person who has developed their own startup after carrying out their PhD research. And this is a very nice thing that they could interact with the students or the participants who are either they have completed their PhD or doing their PhD or masters, so that this is sort of an encouragement for them to convert their research problem into a or idea into a product. As Professor Tomre was saying, it is not that easy. Everybody is doing research. We have also done a research, but then to convert that into a product and to start our own business or a startup, it requires some other characteristics also and other properties. Professor Kuthe was talking how he stopped this this registration at only 150, and because he just wanted to see that only the participants who have got the fire in their belly to start these kind of things, only to them this symposium was ready. This was open, and that is very true. It is not only the research idea, but you must have something in your fire in your belly, then only you can reach to your destination and you can start something. I'll just share some small example about that. If you have to reach to your destination, then it is not only the knowledge, but you should have thinking within yourself, and you must have a fire within yourself. Then only you can start something. There were two friends. One was normal and another was a blind. They're very close friends, and then they just discussing in the evening, and it was late in the evening, so that blind fellow has to go to his house back. So this fellow said, okay, I will give you lantern so that you can reach to your house. Then this person said that why you are giving me lantern, because I am blind, I cannot see. He said, no, I am giving you for the purpose that when you are walking through the road, somebody should not collide with you. It is for this purpose I am giving. He said, okay. He took that, and then when he was going through a road, somebody came and collided with him. So he was wondering how this has happened. So he said to that person, can you not see that I have got a lantern and you just collided with me? Then that person said, I was also wondering that why you are carrying a lantern which is not having a fire, which is not having a light. So then that person realized that it is not the outside the fire that is going to take him to the destination. There has to be the fire inside the belly. There has to be the light within yourself. Then only you can reach to your destination. So that is how, unless and until you have got something in within you, and if you have got that strong desire to convert your research into a sort of a product, or to start a startup, to start your new business, it is very difficult sort of thing. But I'm sure that this kind of seminar or symposium, where you have got the resource persons who has done that thing actually, and then now they are talking to the participant, that is definitely going to be an encouraging sort of a sign, and all the participants will take something from that, and they can convert their sort of research into a product, because that is a really difficult thing. It is from the lab to the land, and converting anything, it requires a lot of things. I am very happy to share with some of the participants, and of course Professor Gokhale also knows that as a part of our KVIC project, our team has come out with a lot of technologies. We have done a lot of research also, and the VNIT that time was identified as a technical interface by a KVIC, and I know that I think IIT Delhi was a nodal center, and the aim of that this VNIT as a nodal center, as an interface, was to identify the problems and come out with the solution. And that is how we tried to find out the problems in and around Vidarbha region, and particularly the problems which are related to the cotton. It is being a cotton growing area. What are the problems related to that? Then there are the blacksmiths are there. They were having some problems. Then there is Panchagavya Kendra was there. They are facing some of the problems. So we tried to find out the problems, and we came out with the technologies. And I'm happy to share with you that we have come out with 10 technologies, and all of them have been finally converted into disseminable sort of things, and we have disseminated those technologies to various KVIC center. But it requires a lot of other sort of characteristics. You have to work with the team, you have to lead the team, you have to keep your mind and eyes open when you are going to the field, because there are a lot of problems. As an engineer, we must keep our mind and these eyes open, and if you that openness, if you go outside, you can find a lot of problems, and you can give solutions to that, and maybe some of those solutions you can convert into a startup. So this is very nice startup program which is organized by Professor Kuthe, and of course Professor Thomre has taken a lead into that for running such programs. And I'm also happy that the team of Professor Kuthe, his students who did their PhD and have started their own startups under Betik and I think Bharat. I wish to congratulate them for getting this Bharat grant for starting their startups. But of course, as I said, that you need to work in a team. Unless and until you work in a team, you are not going to get a sort of a success which you want. Again, there is small sort of a story that if you are working alone, if a person A works alone, and if he works with 100%, he may take up his efficiency to A square. If B works alone, he can reach to the B square. But if A and B work together with 100% efficiency, then that will become A square plus B square plus twice AB. So this twice AB, which is a delta, that is only because of the teamwork. So while doing all these kind of activities, I will suggest that as a now that as a director or a senior your colleague, that you must work in a team. If you work in a team and if you take your ideas together, then definitely this is sort of a ecosystem which is right now there that will help you to convert your idea into a good startup. With this, once again, I thank Professor Kute for inviting me over here to interact with you, and also thank all the resource person for sparing their time to interact with the participants. I suppose they were Dr. Vikas Karade, the founder of CEO of AlgoServe, then Mayur Sanas, Supriya Kashikar, and Dr. Guru Prasad Rao. On behalf of the Institute, I thank you all for interacting with our participants. Thank you very much.
So thank you, sir, for your very nice remarks, and especially about the teamwork that you said. It is really very encouraging for all of us to know that teamwork is very much important. Dr. Vikas Karade, he said about the teamwork. He said that we are working together. He himself and his co-founder, and he said that we are working just like wife and husband. Yeah, and we are literally married. Like both of us are working like a wife and husband. And in this marriage system, there is no word called divorce. So that's how the teamwork is required when such startup is to be made successful. So thank you, sir, for your remarks, and thank you for attending this director function. Now, the next interesting thing is about the chief guest address to Gokhale sir. I don't know how to introduce Gokhale sir, though officially I can say that presently is the director, chairman NIT Durgapur. He was ex-professor from IIT Chennai. Then he was also the ex-director of NIT and so on and so forth. But whosoever whosoever comes in contact with him, he looks at him as a mentor, and this happens with everybody, and I personally experienced that, and therefore to introduce Gokhale sir, I should only recite a shloka: Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmain Sri Guruve Namah. So we have with us Gokhale sir. So Gokhale sir, for your address.
Yeah. Good evening to you all. Abhay, Pramod, Shashi, I'm addressing everybody by their first name because VNIT is my institute and I'm going to skip all the preliminaries. Your symposium was very good. I sat through all the 5 days, for almost like 75% of the time. Since you have muted me, you couldn't hear me, but you might have seen me in that thumbnail type of a picture. And I'm happy, that instead of a mere remarks, you have put it down as an address. So even at the expense of possibility of losing the audience, I have prepared some small presentation. I would like to share it with you.
Okay, sir. Sir, I will give you the presenter.
Yeah.
One minute. One minute. Sir, you have been given the presenter role. You can share the screen now, sir.
Yeah, I have a presentation. I hope that I will be able to uplink it.
Yeah. Just you can share your presentation, sir.
Are you able to see?
No, just share it. Just put the share button, sir, there, and then again one more for the. Just click the share content, and
I think I got it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We are now slowly getting it. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. So just the. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Am I okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine, fine, sir. Fine.
Great. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to walk with you on some of the thought that I have.
सर प्रेझेंटेशन मोड मध्ये करा.
ते कुठे बाबा?
Slideshow.
हे खाली खाली खाली.
Slideshow, sir. Slideshow
हे
here.
ना?
Yeah. Yeah.
Slideshow.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Great. As I was introduced briefly, my Janmabhoomi is IIT Mumbai, my Karmabhoomi is IIT Madras. So you are going to get some flavor from both the places. When Abhay asked me, to be valedictory function chief guest, I thought that why don't I put my thoughts across? Invariably, I used to put myself as a devil's advocate, though not necessarily devil, only the advocate. So I would be putting a counterpoint. This is for your, shaking you and waking you up. So this is the basic reason, why I'm doing it. Before I came to Nagpur, I was in NIT Kozhikode. Over there, we started a business incubation center, which was a project funded by the DSC. And we learned quite a few things. When I came to VNIT Nagpur, I am aware that Pramod's work, Pramod, Peshe, and everybody was working with the KVIC. And our biggest challenge at that particular point in time, if I may say so, is how do you do the technology transfer? Who holds the IPR for that? Would the institute be holding the IPR? Would the faculty concerned would be holding the IPR? Would the KVIC be holding the IPR? And some of these muddy issues, hopefully we have been able to sort it out. So I'm just starting with engineering essence. What do engineers do? They optimize. Okay, the energy, they design lots of things, machines and structures, and with the available resources. That available resources is something which is very important. Because we were talking during these past 4 days, that suppose if you don't have sufficient money, where would you get the money? So you got to optimize all your facilities, facet, and then you are supposed to do things, with whatever is available to you. And that is the meaning of optimizing. There is other thing also, action of working artfully to bring something up about. So engineered defections, this is in the political sense. Social engineering, that is a term that came about, about a decade ago. And the finally red line is Abhay's symposium, engineer your research. So what is the research? This is a systematic inquiry and analysis for creation of new knowledge. And what is a startup? Application of this knowledge for the creation of wealth. And for a change, we have stepped out of that particular mindset that teaching is a noble profession and teachers are supposed to be perpetually poor. Okay, that particular thought process now we have shaken off, and then we are allowed to make money honorably and legally. Typically, 75% of the startups end up as a failure. And would the startup, successful startup, would he be sitting back for the rest of his life or continue to search for the new avenues in due course of time? So the temporal type of evolution, is something which is very, very important in my opinion. We talk about the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So what are the ecosystems? I would leave this particular PowerPoint presentation with Abhay Gupta, and then he can show it to you or share with you anytime you feel like. But broadly, these are the policy, finance, culture, supports, human capital and markets. And this is all what is required, for entrepreneurship. And on a repeated basis. There is a link also I am giving it to you down below. So read this particular article www.entrepreneur.com article and number, etc. So read this particular thing. We have touched base on quite a few of these things. In my opinion, policy, government policies are very important. Next to it is of course the finance. Everybody knows about it. Culture, I will be talking about it a little bit later. supports, so do you have a peer support, and then would there be a facilitator, or would there be a co-founder, human capital, how many people are good enough for you, to run your enterprise? And the marketing, we are pretty poor as a faculty. We are poor in two things. One is the marketing, and the second one is the finance. We do not know how to essentially evaluate. What is the cost of something. This is I'm going to pass through it. Utopian future of abundance. So if the photovoltaic cell cost is rapidly reducing, right? So Shashi Dhomre might be able to tell, solar power will become affordable. Abundance of it will make desalination of the large quantum of seas that we have, solving the water crisis. Use of the sunlight and the salt water will convert the Sahara Desert, which is about 6.7% of the world's habitable area, to agricultural oasis. That is quite a bit. Right now, what are we talking about? If you know what Elon Musk is saying, he says, that I would like to set up a colony on Mars. Why so? Basically because he feels, that Earth is getting crowded, or it will not be a livable proposition. So the emerging technologies, sensors, AI, big data analytics will enable preventive healthcare with a simple, affordable home devices. And this one is your foray. You are in the medical instruments, so this is something healthcare, which is important. And so on and so forth. So there is a documentary, those of you who are interested, you can visit it and then see it for yourself. Utopian world, but then again, all of us are supposed to dream. Right. I'm switching gears now. I'm going to NSF. This is National Science Foundation of the United States. Subra, who was a IIT Madras student, he was in 2011 on our campus, and he was heading the NSF at that particular point in time. And something that he mentioned over here that kind of drew my attention. Patents and IPRs, etc., they remain with the individuals and the university. Upgrade is possible, and this is something which is important. From the community colleges, those of you who are aware about the Western education system, there is something which is part of the community college, the equivalent of our polytechnics. From there, you can go to the university and then to the Ivy League and so on and so forth. Freedom to carry out R&D and or consultancy is permissible, and you should do it within laid norms. So no problem with that. Excellence in core discipline to complement interdisciplinary research is the theme line. And we should have a very strong domain knowledge and requisite skills to carry out the work. What are the few key outcomes? Deep sea drilling. This was in the early 60s. What did it? What was the objective of it? It was not driven by NSF. Please bear it in mind. NSF just simply provided them with the financial support. Deep sea drilling, was essentially to study the tectonic shift on the ocean beds. Those of you who are in tune or in sync, just today there was an earthquake near New Zealand, and there was one apprehension about the tsunami. They moved the people very quickly to the safer places, and now the tsunami warning has been gone out. Point I am making, is that you are not seeing the benefits of it immediately, and then there are other topics, that I am mentioning over there: ozone depletion, Antarctic study, material research, nanotechnology, search engine. This is something which is interesting. Search engine by Page and Brin, leading to Google. Today, we live with Google. We sleep with Google. We get up with Google. And then finally, modeling and simulation, which led to the rapid prototyping. Abhay Kute's first sort of a love. And GPS leading to the handheld devices. This is all out of the NSF, open-ended research. Nobody is directing your research. So what is happening in today's world? IT moguls are shifting the base. Mark Zuckerberg, 33-year-old Facebook boss with a money in his deep pockets. $56 billion dollars is his thing. He is interested in curing age-related diseases. Hello? Right. Larry
You're
Page
audible. You're audible.
of Google and Larry Ellison, 73-year-old, Oracle. They are interested in people working in the anti-aging research. Peter Thiel, 49-year-old, PayPal, 2.6 billion, 3D printing of organs. Right now, yesterday also we were talking, and today also we talk about it, 3D printing. I might just mention it over here. Full-scale space rocket nozzle is going to be constructed by the largest 3D printer in Europe. Human genomics, important thing. Sergey Brin, 44-year-old, Google 39.8 cure death. Regenerative healthcare markets to grow from 1.6 billion to 20 billion by 2025. This is sort of a highlight, that Abhay should share it with anybody and everybody who is working in the healthcare. This is the market, potential market. I am showing it to you. Okay, okay. Down below, the green Charlies, rocket billionaires. They are fighting for number 1 and 2 spot. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Elon Musk, on the electric car. Jeff Bezos, with his the tight control over Amazon. All of us now are addicted to Amazon. My wife invariably complains, saying, I do not know when you have somebody is going to knock saying, this is from Amazon to you, because I don't know when you order things. Question: when they are talking about age-related issues or the regenerative healthcare and so on and so forth, or for that matter, the space aspirations, they are standing on the shoulders of the existing available technology. Okay? They are not the creators of that technology. So who are the creators? This is just an interesting type of a thing. There are 3 columns: top scientists, top inventors, and top entrepreneurs. Don't hold me, they are not rated or anything of that sort, but purely from the quote-unquote Google search. So I will be able to write down these things. This is for you, to understand and absorb it. Albert Einstein, did he ever become an entrepreneur? Isaac Newton, he gave you the fundamental laws of gravitation and so on and so forth. It took us 300 years before the first rocket went up. And in the next 75 years, India is standing shoulder to shoulder with the rest of the advanced countries in the space research and space launches, and you name it and you have it. Would you accept, that the satellites that the space organizations, whether it was a NASA or whether it was a ISRO, is the sort of an important sort of a focal point in terms of Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Ma, Larry Ellison, Elon Musk, Larry Page, Warren Buffett, and Bernard Arnault and Carlos Slim Helú. They are using the technology that is available to you because of the satellites. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Now this is the important or a key feature that I would like to bring it to your attention. So science has got its own place value. Invention has got its own place value. Gutenberg instrumental in having the first printing press, books. The books which Jeff Bezos started selling on the Amazon to begin with in 1995, and now he is selling half the world. So this is something that you have to keep it in mind. Scientists have their place value, and we should respect that. Right. This particular question cropped up in a couple of presentations. How do you define a success and a sustainability in this change dynamics of the world? Say two things. One is that you are not in a position, to predict what would happen 10 years down the line. Right now, we are talking about going from industry 4.0 to 5.0, and the gap is reducing from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. It was taking approximately 80 years. Right now, we are seeing from industry 4 to industry 5, it might just happen in 10 years. Things are happening very quickly. The vaccination for the COVID-19, it came or it fructified in approximately 6 months. And we are talking about clinical trials and so on and so forth, with which Abhay Kute's sort of army of healthcare entrepreneurs, is right now struggling with. Okay. So, are you going to measure the success in terms of finances or the accolades? Somebody getting a Nobel Prize, or a Octavia Prize award and so on and so forth, or in terms of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. What is the cost of success? Those of you who do the following, people are not talking very highly about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. His style of functioning, or the way in which he's ringing his workers over there. They are right now fighting, to establish a unionism. Companies' values, these are important. Culture, ethics, morals, all of them are important. And who are the people, who would be the leading lights? I'm not calling them as the, role models. I'm just saying leading light. Take a pointer or two from them. Tata, Azim Premji, to some extent Anand Mahindra. These are the people, who are helping. They are often helping out. Ownership and adherence for all the continuation on the writer's path is something which is very, very important. Because if you don't own it, tomorrow you might ditch it, tomorrow you may disappear. Continued financial viability and sustainability for environmental concern are both important again. There is something which is called as the risky research. And this risky research is transformational in nature. This is not incremental. What we invariably try to do is that we try to improve on something which is already prevailing. They're not evolving something entirely different. So it is essentially taking a blind shot in the dark. We might or might not hit the target, and that is the higher risk. But if you take this particular risk, the rewards also could be high. And somewhere along the line, this particular last line that I'm writing, because I'm an aerospace engineer, never say die attitude. Wright brothers, the cycle mechanics, they didn't bother about, and what was the first flight? 100 feet. They just barely lifted from the ground, about 10 feet, and then they landed. The whole flight lasted for 16 seconds, 12 seconds.
Yes.
And that was the beginning of the whole of aerospace, the space science, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Healthcare project level, there are 7 key risks. Macroeconomics, everybody was talking about money, availability, and so on and so forth. Security of data. Right now when the Johnson and Pfizer and BharatTech and all those people, they are fighting for what? The data security. And everybody is blaming, China, for breach in the security. So security is important. Governance, whether we should be administering the vaccination to Indians first before we start shipping out the vaccination. Courts are taking a call on that. Resources. Do we have adequate resources to scale it up? Last week, the big industry people, they stepped in. They said, we will complete vaccinating the whole country in approximately 2 months. Now, it is up to the government whether they would like to take the helping hand offered by the private industries. Climate change, this COVID and its whole manifestation, mutation and all that, it is somewhere related to the climate and climate changes. So it will be different at the winter time, it will be different in the summer time, it will be different internally, it will be different externally, and so on and so forth. social resilience. How long you are going to wear that face mask and then do to duri and all that thing, that we have been listening at least 10 times in a day, right? And illicit economies. There are quite a few fly-by-night operators who are saying, we will give you the Pfizer dose. We do not know whether it is a plain old water or otherwise. So illicit economies are also quite often there. Something again slightly interesting for you to just mull over. This is the United States, and these are some of the best known institutes, university in the United States. I'm taking only two focal points. One is the Northeast, and that is MIT, Boston, and the other one is Stanford. MIT has produced 75 Nobel laureates. Stanford has produced only 17 Nobel laureates. Because Stanford's focus was something which was entirely different. So the East Coast, you have a large number of medical biological patents. It is Ivy League. The whole of East Coast, John Hopkins and so on and so forth. So they have got a high priority, to the medical research. You go to the other side, only 17 Nobel laureates. What do they have? They have got a jet propulsion laboratory. And most importantly, they have a Silicon Valley where Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and everybody else is sitting, apart from NASA. Okay? So this is something which is interesting for you to keep, how the academics, positions itself. What do they want to achieve, how they want to achieve, and when they want to achieve it. These are 21st century engineering challenges. The red ones are related to the environment. The purple ones are sort of agriculture related. Again, the red ones, are a big ones, whatever you want to call it. Clean water and improving urban infrastructure. This is the key thing right now. And the last blue ones are all for the healthcare. Engineering better medicine, reverse engineering of the brain, and health informatics and personalized healthcare. These are going to be the main things, in the days and the years to come. Things change after COVID-19 and people's perception change. Why? Because of work from home approach, that came. Most of the manufacturing industries, they have to take a vaccine. They couldn't do anything. So software developers, sales representative, project managers, IT administrator, etc., financial analyst, graphic designer, something that you will be able to do it by sitting at home. So this is what my industry, aerospace industry, took a bad hit. We tried to retrieve out of it. This is not the place where I'm going to push aerospace. Rajasthan, entrepreneurship is in their genes. Okay, I had a student by name Saket Modi. He left BTech. He started his company even when he was in the first year. Okay, and in the third year he left the program and he disappeared. Then I had to summon him, bring him back to my campus and persuaded him to complete his BTech. मैंने कहा कि साकेत मोदी 12th standard pass, ये तो ठीक नहीं लगेगा तुमको, कम से कम BTech तो लिखो. But the guy was so smart, he started his company, Lucidus, which is the IT risk assessment and delivery security service firm. He works with most of the government ministry and Forbes Asia, 30 under 30, 35 under 35, 40 under 40 is there. Another student, CAC top rank. Student Gymkhana General Secretary, did his masters in UK, came back and he joined a jute packaging product. Crowdsourcing, one of my computer science student, he is currently in UK and with a co-guide from United Kingdom Parliament, he is working with the Brexit and fallout of it. And there are other names, Ellen Mittal, Birla, Zundumala, and so on and so forth. I would request those of you, this book is available, you can buy it again Amazon or whatever. This is called The Age of Living Machines. This is being authored by Susan Hockfield, who is a neuroscientist, and a former president of MIT. And basic premise is that the earlier century was basically physics and mathematics, and that particular thing led you to large number of products from radios, telephone, to internet, and so on and so forth. This one is going to be with your mathematics and biology and physics, and then you will be producing large number of other devices. For example, virus-built batteries, protein-based water filters, cancer-detecting nanoparticles, mind-reading bionic limbs, computer-engineered crops. Those of you who are in this healthcare business, you might find this book very interesting. Please go ahead and watch it. So in IIT Madras, what did we try to do? We introduced a course called ID 101. This was the Industrial Design 101. This was common for all the first year students. First year students come with a bubbling ideas. Whether they are feasible or not, they don't care. Okay. So we didn't want to dampen their sort of enthusiasm. So the top professors from each department, they were coordinating this particular course. Then we had also hobby workshop, participation in competitions, internal as well as external, summer winter internship, real life awareness, paid unpaid. Shastra was our top-notch tech festival. And believe me when I say so, Shastra started getting more funding, for running the festival compared to the cultural festival. Previously, cultural festivals were ruling the roost. Hackathons, mini and final year projects, dual degree program, MS, PhD, for the serious research, etc. What is the faculty specific? Faculty induction in IITs as well as in NIT is only with PhD, and assessment of research, publication and patents and teaching capabilities are evaluated. Encouragement for independent joint research proposal. ICSR, that is Industrial Consultancy and Sponsored Research. It facilitates by reducing the administrative burden. We had two things, one is the IIT ISRO cell and IIT DRDO cell, which offered better sustained access to the government department, intra-departmental interdisciplinary research from internal resources, and research park started working. What is the research park? This is the innovation where the faculty, students, and the industry professional, they sit under the same umbrella. Okay, and this is the ecosystem. State-of-the-art infrastructure is there, faculty and field experts are there, students and the research scholars are there, and subsequently IIT Madras labs and facilities, including the library, that is available, to the industry professionals. It is not inside the IIT campus, but you can just cross the road, and then you are entering into the research park. I remember when I was a director at VNIT Nagpur in 2012, our chairman board of governance was S.K. Joshi, who was a former CSIR director general, and he was supposed to have factored in the major research parks like for IITs with a 300 crore outlay, NITs with 30 crore outlay, and then the smaller private institutes at a much lower thing, maybe 5-10 crores, and so on and so forth. Because the government since then was thinking about improving this particular culture. This is a snapshot of this particular IIT Madras research park. It is as good as any of your IT company sort of buildings, whether it is TCS or Infosys or IBM or anything of that sort. And these are some of the success stories. I am sharing it with you, because if we are able to create something similar to this, in and around VNIT, this would go a great way. So BHAL, that is a PSU, 62 projects, 33 implemented commercially. Titan Industries Innovative Hub partnership with IIT Madras on material characterization and coating, etc. Where do you use it? In your chip technology, has resulted in the generation of the 5 patents. And IIT VNIT Nagpur also has got a clean lab. I know that, and then we test the chips that are produced by IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay. Then Saint Gobain, Vortex Engineering, ARCI. This Trivitron Healthcare is something which might attract again your attention. They worked on the three innovative solutions: diabetic retinotherapy software analysis kit, Android-based wireless ECG, and slow infusion syringe pump. To go and visit IIT Madras Research Park, and you would see wonderful things that those people are doing over there. Just less than a month ago, just 3 weeks ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he inaugurated Discovery Campus, and this was in a live mode. That means he was on the campus. And what is it? This was a large dedicated facility, and they were currently focusing on two aspects. One is the port, waterways, and the coast. Because all of you know, India has got a large coastline, and along that particular coastline, there are issues, soil erosion and so on and so forth. And the other one is on the solid propellant combustion, and international scientists, students, they can come and stay over there. The campus will have. This is not a part of the research park, mind you. So this is about 35 kilometers from the IIT campus. This is second campus or satellite campus, if you want to call it, and they would have independent type of structure. This is my student, Satyanarayana Chakravarti. So this is the drone startup, E-Plane company. He has been able to get 1 crore rupees. The startup aims to keep the cost of E-Plane below 1 crore, and he has got a chunk of money, from various people, and he has started this particular company. So what am I trying to identify over here? Even the faculty can become, while they are in the government service, they can also become an entrepreneur or co-founder or a part of an industry which is just outside. Of course, without compromising the teaching, research, and everything else. Money matters. So where do you get the money? Abhay was talking to various people, saying that how do you generate the money? So grants are interest-free, whereas loans which are with the interest, and venture capitalists are offering you loans. Startup success ratio, as I mentioned, is to 25 to 30%. 2019 statistics is as follows. NSF had a grant of $8.1 billion. DST had got 5,321 crore. DBT had 2,580 crore. MSME, which is again the loan with a whatever interest that might be, 7,011 crore. And venture capitals, they pumped in about 12.7 billion for 776 startup projects. I'm almost sure the people who participated in these 4 days, they are aware of it. I'm just putting it again, as a highlighting feature. So summary: Atmanirbhar Bharat has given impetus to local, global philosophy, and that includes both the aerospace as well as the defense. Self-confidence with a clear government policies are driving this movement to a higher level. Certain liberalized policies in the academic institution will give boosts by motivating stakeholders. Being associated with NITs, for a considerable amount of time, as well as my sort of a work at IITs and so on and so forth, what it means, is the time management. Can the faculty teach lesser number of courses and give some sort of equal amount of time, for his company, quote unquote, his company. And for me personally, undergrad research is as important as PhD or postdoc fellowships, because those are the guys who have ideas. Okay, they do not have the whereabouts, but that is your job. You have to essentially do the handholding and walk them through. Being in the news, brand establishing the brand and so on and so forth, for all right reasons. Don't do any boozle, no accidents of any kind, no ethical sort of issues, because in life sciences, the ethical issues are very, very important. And this will enable you to have a societal outreach. Having said this, I have got two of my nieces. One is working in the genomics, and another one is in Ireland, and she works on uh, the approval processes for all any and all medical devices, including the face mask and so on and so forth. And my daughter, she is in neuroscience. She is in Atlanta, Georgia, and she is a research lab professor, and she is doing wonderfully well. So you have got people, who have stepped out of their comfort zone, as you call it, not necessarily taking the shortcut path, to become a faculty and or etc. etc. People are working, and I do hope, that Abhay Putri's initiative will essentially push few more guys, into the right direction. They will be successful, and I do wish, they will be as successful as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Bill Gates and whosoever. Thank you very much, Abhay. Thank you, Pramod and Shashi. It has been
Thank you, sir.
wonderful seeing all of you. And
Thank you.
I know that I have overstepped, originally Abhay has told me only 10 minutes, and I'm talking to you guys for 30 minutes.
It was nice listening to you, sir.
Pardon me?
Yes.
It was nice
Thank you, sir.
listening
Thank
to
you.
you. After
Thank
a long
you.
time.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very nice, sir. We will keep this all recording with us, and we'll show it to all the students because this will actually is like an ignition point for everybody to start their startup. Sir, I'll be just sharing my screen now, sir. Is it okay that?
Sure.
Yeah. Yes. So I hope you can see the screen of mine. Yeah. So finally, at the end, the thing which we always say that in engineering, the necessary evil, like inventory, is a necessary evil. It's like that. I also look at the vote of thanks from the same perspective, because the vote of thanks means just saying bye bye to everybody, say thanks to everybody, but then finally, uh, you know, the vote of thanks should uh, not ask us to depart forever. We should always interact with the all the participants in long run. So, Chief Guest of the function, Professor S.S. Gokhale sir, for accepting the invitation for validated function and guiding the participants. Professor P.M. Padway sir, Director VNIT, thanks to you for sparing the time despite your busy schedule. Thanks to Professor S.B. Thomre sir, Head of the Department, for constant support for such events. All resource persons, Dr. Vikas Karade, Mayur Manas, Supriya Kashikar, Dr. Guru Prasad Rao, Dr. Sandeep Dhake, Dr. Pranav Sapkar, Dr. Mahesh Mavre, Neha Lande, Prashant Ray. All participants, without them, this would not have been taken place. So thanks to them, and thanks to all those who have helped directly and indirectly to for the success of this event. Vote of thanks will be incomplete without the mention of untiring effort by my researcher Subodh Dharande and Bhupesh Sarode, and staff of the Networking Center of VNIT, special mention of Professor Ravindra Keskar. So thanks to all. Finally, I would like to rather put my concluding remark. That's what I have already mentioned in the validity function. So the proposed BETIC VNIT, that is what we are now building up, as you can see here. So that is what, after discussing with the resource person, we rather thought that it should be the place for the virtual incubation. We can offer the postdoc position to the fresh PhD awardee to write proposal for the startup based on the PhD. Then it should work as a facilitator for patent awardee to write proposal for startup based on the patent granted. So that's what exactly we thought about. We will be now thinking more about it. But what is interesting for me to just show you finally this particular image, which we have shown it on the our brochure, but now it has been modified. Like the research, PhD and patent, okay, they are in turn, but finally the patent to be deployed for the startup, PhD with the postdoc to be deployed as a startup, and all these things should be possible with our proposed BETIC VNIT. Finally, an interesting figure slide I would like to show. This is our BETIC VNIT tree, where we allow the students and innovators to come and just sit on our tree and see that they will come up with the flowers that we call it as a startup, and then flower leading to the innovative medical devices. All these fruits that should be rather plucked by the people by climbing the Atmanirbhar ladder, because we don't want that any imported medical devices to be in the society. Finally, all this thing is possible with the BETIC IIT Bombay Sun, which we are always having as a mentor. Without that, nothing is possible. And this we all doing for keeping the society happy. So this BETIC world, that is a I, which is a small, we wish to now rather change it by the capital I, saying that it is not an incubator center, but it will be the innovation center. So finally, thanks to all, saying that BETIC VNIT will flourish as a great tree and which will help the society in long run. So thank you very much for your attending this valedictory function. Thank you, sir. So finally, I wish all the participants to just switch on their video. We will take up the snapshot, and that's all. I think everyone can just switch on their videos, and we will take the snapshot. So thank you very much. I think Mayur is there, Guru Prasad is also there. So it's wonderful to have all of you in this symposium. So please, I think it will take some 1 more minute quickly. If everyone can switch on the camera, it will be nice for me to take the photograph. That's fine. Okay. So I hope everyone has done that. Hopefully, yes, almost. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we will remain in touch and see that this particular theme of the symposium will be true in long run. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you. So I'll be ending the meeting. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.